Hi guys, thank you for joining this tutorial or for being interested to watch it. That in this one I'm going to talk about creating parallax scrolling, which is a very nice effect. It always looks kind of like very impressive. I think you're very used to see it in a lot of websites, I guess in mobile applications as well. And we're gonna do something like that. Don't mind this white gap that you have here. I mean, basically it's adjusted. I mean, I'm in the application of Figma, but it's adjusted to view in a browser, so then you can see it without this white space in the beginning, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. So I have a header here with the navigation links, and I can just click on it, and you see how beautifully everything moves on the page itself, as you see these images which are moving inside the frames that are holding them. Okay, something like that. And then we have the fourth one. You see the elements here actually kind of scrolling within this parallax positioning actually that we place them. And you see, so this is what we will create. Looks exciting, looks pretty great, and let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so basically I just created this kind of very deadly simple, or dead simple, more right to say, website, which actually contains these elements in the first part. I mean, I didn't want to waste time in actually creating this kind of first page to work with, because it's very simple. You have here this text, and you have another paragraph of text, and this text. Here I created kind of like a darkened background for the text to be seen better, so it blends very nice, as you see on the page itself, and you don't actually see it, or you don't notice it if I wouldn't tell you, so that's good. And yeah, I have this Route 66. I kind of like took Route 66 as a, I don't know, as a subject, as a theme, just to work on. It doesn't matter, honestly. You know that I'm just kind of like, it's an invented website, and you just do whatever is right for your designs. It doesn't really matter. By the way, if you don't know, Route 66 is kind of like a very famous route to drive in California. It's a long road with a lot of changing views, and it's kind of like very famous. If you just Google it, Route 66 in California, you will get, I guess, a lot of the results and see what it is. So that's the first part of the page. As we see here, as we scroll, we actually see, I mean, we don't have it hooked up yet to other frames, but yeah, this is the second part, and this is the third part, which here, by the way, I have this image, which I kind of, I mean, I took an image and separated in Photoshop very roughly. Okay, but it doesn't really matter. This part actually from the mountains part, and then I can kind of like play with its position while we do the parallax scroll. Okay, so basically the thumb rule is that to create parallax scrolling in Figma, we animate from one frame to another. Okay, there is no parallax scroll happening while we are actually scrolling. We still can't do that in Figma. It's not a programmed website. Okay, in programmed websites you can, in Figma still you can't. Okay, so we're gonna have to simulate it to play with actually position of elements in order to do that. That's it. So this is the whole trick. So actually I'm working with these elements, and what I'm doing here on the second one, okay, this is going to be the screen that we will animate to from here to here. Okay, so in this screen what I'm doing is I'm taking this one and I'll put it here. It's just actually playing with positions of elements. I'll take all these three and put them here. Actually, I can also play a bit with the, do something like that, make them kind of closer to each other. That's kind of a parallax thing to itself. And I'll just take them up here, something like that. I guess it doesn't have to be kind of super precise, and we can always correct it as we go. Okay, I'll take this text and put it around here. Now the image I'm going to take up. Notice the fact that I took a long image that I can play with its position. Okay, so this is part of the being able to create the parallax scrolling. So basically the thumb rule is kind of, you see that I moved the image. Look at this caravan or track, or what is it? Oh, it's a house, sorry. It looked like a caravan, yeah, something like that. So look at this house, which is positioned here, and here this one is positioned a bit up. And look at the text, which I moved a lot. So this is part of creating the parallax effect, that some elements move a bit, which these are the elements on the back, and the front elements move faster, meaning they move a bigger distance, so it gives the illusion of a depth inside the page. Okay, now this one I'm gonna take all the way. By the way, I can take them both together. I have this frame holding all these elements, and this one I'm gonna take it something like that. I guess something like that, that's okay. And in this frame, actually, I'm gonna take these a bit up. I'm gonna take all these three a bit up, and actually, let me see, yeah, something like that. And now here, as you saw, you see when I'm scrolling, you will notice these images moving inside these frames. Okay, look at that. Okay, they move. Actually, this is a frame which is holding an image which is going up and down faster than the movement of the frame itself. Okay, this is the whole trick. So if we want to create that trick, so here, by the way, these images are positioned as -80. Let's see. Yeah, they're all at -80. Now, you don't have to work with precise numbers. You can even eyeball it if you want. You can just place the images, I don't know, as you want them to scroll. But working with numbers, it just makes it easier. Okay, so you see, these are all kind of like the same height, and they're positioned the same. These images, the images which are inside these frames. Okay, that's a frame which hold this image inside it. So what I can do now, very easily, I can double click and select this image. And if I will give it, let's say, -140, and then I'll copy it, I'll just copy, double click this one, and select also this one. You see, I selected the other two images, and then I paste. They're both at -40. So this is how I achieve the same movement to all of them. Okay, now we will see in a bit if we need to give it more or less. And here, this one also moved up a bit, so I can just take these, the text, and put it here. This one I'll take a bit up, and this one I'll take also to here. So you see what I'm doing here actually is I'm just playing a bit with the positioning of all the elements in these frames, and this is how I'm achieving actually the parallax movement. Okay, and by the way, this one can just be like that. I guess that's okay. Yeah, they can be shorter. I mean, they can definitely be shorter. And here, let me see, by the way, the second one, basically, you know what, let me make it a component. That will be kind of easier. So that's the header. I'm going to make it a component. Now, this one, by the way, I am giving long interactions. I mean, the duration that I'm giving is quite long between one frame to another, because it's like it's moving a whole frame, and I want to be able to see the parallax scrolling really happening there. Okay, so I want to kind of like suck it in. I want to see it. Okay, so this one is going to go to the first one, and this is going to be, of course, Smart Animate. And I'm gonna give it, I think, something like 1600, which is a lot, but let's see how it happens. Okay, I think I did something like that. So this is good, and this, we will hook up the other ones as we go. And this one is gonna be the same thing, Smart Animate. Yeah, I guess that's okay. By the way, okay, the easing. Okay, I'm gonna select this new gentle easing that Figma added, like, I don't know, in the last update that they did, which is quite nice. I'm gonna give it a Let's give it a 1400. You know what? Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay. And we're gonna give on the easing. By the way, I always say that and I never do, but I will soon, I promise, a tutorial about easing, which is very important and very nice to itself. I will do, I promise. I mean, soon in this month, I will do that, that's for sure. Okay, so I can take this, by the way, component, I'll copy, and here I'll just paste to replace. Okay, and yeah, it's kind of hooked up to itself. That's okay. And paste to replace. Okay, good. Let's see how it happens now. Let's kind of start to give it a test drive as we go. I'm gonna give it a flow and just press play from here, and let's see how it goes. That's weird. It's like X is kind of like, I don't know, disappearing there in the corner. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna show Figma UI. I'm gonna hit it off, and oh, sorry, I need to give it a fixed width. Okay, good. And let's see how it works. Okay, good. So we're starting to get there already. Nice, looking good. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of like a good start to it. You see, look at these elements, how they move, each one in its own speed, or kind of like according to the distances that we gave them, which looks great. And even these, okay, the images, we don't really see that much yet. But by the way, I do think that we need to give it a bit slower. I mean, I'll give it a 1600 as I thought to begin with. I guess it will, yeah, they need these kind of extra. And I know it's a very long duration, but again, I do want, yeah, good. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we're already starting to get there. You see, just with playing with the positions of these elements. Okay, this is all the way half. Okay, the third one, I'm going to bring this one up, and we want to be able to look at it. So I'll duplicate it, of course. That's going to be the third one. And in each one, I need to move the elements to, again, to keep giving all of them the parallax scroll. Okay, so that one goes up here, and this one, okay, the logo is going to go more up, and this one with its text, that is the text. Okay, that is the text of it. And where is the title? Okay, so that's gonna go here. Yeah, the title is already hidden, so it doesn't matter that much. Now the image is gonna go upper. It's gonna go more up, sorry. And this one, by the way, which is, sorry, yeah, no, this one is gonna go all the way here. And this one I'll move a bit up, and this one I'll move more up. And now we're gonna select all three of them and give them like 200, minus 200. Okay, good. That is good. And this one is gonna go all the way up to here. We can play with the elements inside it. This is gonna go more, and still a bit up, and this one a bit up. I think that's okay. And we can, because we have yes, this component already, its instances, its child components are here, here, and here. So we can hook up, actually, look how it looks weird, kind of like broken with the rendering things of Figma. Sometimes it's a bit funny. Okay, anyway, I can select the third one, and I can just hook it up. Oh, I can just hook it up from here to the third one. Okay, and then it hooks up all the other ones. You see, I mean, from here, the third one is hooked up also because I worked with the component itself. Okay, Smart Animate Gentle 1600, looking good. I think that's okay. Let's see how it works. It doesn't. Okay, I have to kind of like refresh it. Okay, so the application works quite crappy on that. Anyway, we'll play it again. By the way, on the browser, it does work better. Anyway, okay, and yeah, so now it works. Okay, so we have the second and we have the third. Okay, good. See? Look how beautifully these images are moving inside these frames. You see? Nice. Okay, so it's all working really great, works nice. We are already getting there. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the fourth one. Okay, this actually we can close. We don't need all the rest of the screen below it. It doesn't really matter. By the way, I mean, don't be mistaken. Basically, the scroll still works. I mean, if I do want to scroll, I can. That's a beautiful picture, by the way. Yeah, so anyway, I can scroll, but again, if we're kind of like arranging the elements from each screen to another in a kind of like a parallaxy way, so it looks a bit weird. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, I scroll and then I see all these images kind of like cramped into each other, so that's not the meaning of it. I mean, basically, again, you can, if you want, if I'll press R and bring it to the first one. So you see when I scroll, I do have all the elements here. I mean, it doesn't take up the, or it doesn't cancel the regular scroll that we can do, but of course there's nothing special about that. That's not the, let's say, the result that we're trying to achieve here. Okay, Control or Command D, duplicate, and I have the last frame. In the last frame, what we will do is something like that. I mean, we will take this one and it will go all the way up here. By the way, you know what? I do want to move it before I take the frame up. And yeah, I'm gonna take this one, these more up, and I'm gonna move this one because I still want the parallax behavior of them. How much do we have here? Let's see, and let's give it a minus 240. I think it can take it. Oh, we can give it even more. So I'll give it more. Minus 250. Yeah, that's good. And this one, by the way, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it does. I mean, I can just take it up, put it here. I mean, this one, you know what? We're gonna take all the way up to here, I guess, and then we can move this image more, and this one can go more up, something like that, and the text is gonna go all the way up to here, and we can put this one upper position, something like that. Okay, let's see how it works. As I said, we can close this. Okay, and let me take the fourth one and just hook it up to here. We're gonna stay with the same and see how it works. Okay, I'm gonna give it a play again. As we have seen, it's not refreshing itself very nicely. Okay, that, and fit with Control or Command backslash, as you see here. I mean here, sorry. Okay, so you can just make it disappear. In this case, we need to, because it doesn't let us interact with these links very nicely. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. Okay, so that's one, and that's two. Beautiful. And that's not working. Oh, why is that? Okay, let's see. That is okay, and that is oh, maybe I did something wrong here. Let me see what is going, oh yes, I did. I need to put this one here. Yeah, I was mistaken. This is the fourth one. Yes, it is. Okay, let's try and see if we get that. Yeah, it works. Okay, good. So this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth or not. Why is it not working? Okay, let's see. It should work, by the way. Okay, let's give it another play. Sorry for being a bit annoying with that, but let me see what's going on. Okay, let me see what's up now. Whoa, yeah. Okay, so now it works. Okay, so good. So now we have them all working. Let's see, and whoa, nice. Okay, you see how beautiful it works? Okay, so I think we have quite a nice result. Of course, that you can actually, add more frames and kind of like, basically, I think that you got the hang of it. And this is how you do parallax scrolling on desktop, which is pretty nice. By the way, if I'll add kind of like, just giving you another tip, if I'll add kind of like a fake scroll bar, actually, okay, let's do a fake scroll bar here. Let me see how wide it is. Let's give it kind of like a 16, I guess, something like that. Give it a feel, give it kind of like, I don't know, 40%, yes, 30 even. Hey, okay, something like that, I guess. Okay, let me see how we see that. We don't, which is pretty nice. Why we don't see that? Oh, that is pretty annoying. Anyway, one second. Let's do something like that. Give it like a yes. And what I'll do now is make here kind of like a scroll handle. I guess something like that. Let's give it an 80 and go with something like that. X, and I hit this frame and V, so that's there. Let's give it a white one. It can stay even gray, you know what, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, this is the scroll bar. You will see what I'm doing in a sec. Yeah, I know, maybe you think I'm this weird guy who's doing weird stuff on the screen, but let's see where I'm going with this. Okay, so this is here, and here, baby, one second, yeah. I'm gonna take this one, let's say here. So what I'm doing here is I'm using actually the scroll handle as a draggable element, which I can kind of scroll between these pages, and I'll get the same parallax effect. Okay, I'm gonna give it a different background. I'm gonna give it a gray because I see that it's, let me see, I do want to be able to see it a bit on a white background, which now I don't. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, let's copy this color and give it also here. Okay, good. And let's and so this one actually, you see, I'm going to the prototype and I'll hook it up to here on drag. Okay, that's one. And I'll just take it back here and let's see how it works. I'm just going to give an example of it. I don't want to go all the way through with that. Okay, let's give it a play. Okay, that's, oh, now we have the scroll bar. Yeah, good. So let's see how it works now. So if I take this here, you see what happens? I can just, no, it doesn't. It started actually to go on drag. So that goes here. Oh, but now I think that, yeah, because of the scroll. So if I work with this one, actually, I think that I'm gonna have to close the frame. Let me see. Let's give it a 937 or a 940, something like that. And let's give this one a 937. Okay, let me see how it goes now. No, it doesn't. Let me see. Or maybe I didn't hook it up. Okay, so now actually I have this one on drag. Okay, so that is on drag and this one is on drag. Yeah. Okay, so now, yeah, you see now it works basically. Yeah, it's kind of working, but still something is wrong here. I see scroll bar, rectangle 55, and this one is scroll bar, and oh, that's not inside it. That's why it's weird. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's above it. Yeah, so that's why it kind of like behaved in a weird way. Let me see now. 1 second, let me give it another play. No, no, I'm not giving up. We gotta make this work. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll see it working now. Yeah, yeah, this is how to debug ourselves as we go. Okay, so let me see now. Oh, yeah, now it's working. You see? Exactly. So yeah, I screwed up there in the beginning because I didn't see it didn't go in the scroll bar frame. But anyway, you see? So now I can also do the same effect kind of like with the draggable element. So that's also a way to do it, or we can just stay with these. You see that these are working. It doesn't matter that we actually close that frame. It's working. Yeah, it's making these small jumps, but anyway, you can do it the same. Let me see if I open them actually again. It should work, by the way. I mean, I don't see any problem with that. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna give it another play. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I want to make sure it all works with no problem and stuff, because when you guys go ahead and do that, I want to make sure that you have the full info and whatever you need to make it work as it should. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, no problem with that. Okay, so we can either drag it here and we can drag it here, but you see that when we go with the drag, we kind of lose these breathing behavior, this kind of like a bit of elastic behavior like we have in the last kind of like in the on the last part of the scroll. You see this one. Yeah, so with drag it works a bit different, but you can also do it like that. Okay, cool. Now guys, I want to quickly also do a swipe one on a mobile. Okay, what we'll do here is we'll do something like that. This will be our image frame. Yeah, something around that. Okay, cool. I'll do it really quickly. The height is, let's give it me kind of like a 220, and the width is gonna be 200. Okay, great, good. So, and you'll bear with me for a few minutes. You'll see exactly what I'm doing. Now I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna give it a height of 220, and let's say, yeah, something like, I'm gonna go with long ones. Okay, um, I'm gonna do 4 like that. I want to do it horizontal, draggable scroll. Okay, kind of like a swipe. And I'm gonna do the same parallax effect, and I'm gonna work with 4 images, and I need wide images to be able to move them from one scroll to another. Okay, so bear with me. I'm gonna use the Unsplash plugin. Yeah, just to give them the images we need. Let me write here route 66. Let's stay with the same subject. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's take the first one, and I'll take that's kind of cool. See it all? Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you see part of the images that I used there. Yeah, let's go and put one. Yeah, 1 second. Let's select it. I wanna take good ones for, yeah, I don't know. Let's take this one. Let's just not make a big issue out of it. Yeah. And yeah, and take this one. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, good. So we have them all lined up, and now what I'll do is let me put these on the side, and I'm gonna okay, copy, and I'll put one here inside this frame. I'm gonna give it a position of, let's give it a -40. Yeah, let's work with numbers. That's gonna be easier. Okay, yeah, it's not the greatest image when it looks like that, but anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm gonna give it kind of like a 20. Let me see how it looks. Even 10 I think will be enough. 20 round corners. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, good. And then we're gonna take another one. I'll select the image or copy this one, and here I'm gonna paste to replace. So we have this one, and let's take this one, go with the same thing. I select it, or sorry, copy, and select this one. I'm gonna paste to replace and take another one. And yeah, I'm not giving them really like the names that I should when I'm working. Okay, I'm working like kind of like a jungle style here, but of course don't take it as a reference. I mean, of course I will call them image 1, image 2, image 3, and so on. So it's just, I'm just kind of like making that clear. Usually when I do the work, kind of like when I have to hand it off to someone, then I don't work like that. So anyway, just making it clear. Let me just select all these, and then I'm gonna frame selection, or kind of like even auto layout them, I guess. Yeah, and I'm gonna call these images. The auto layout very quickly and easily actually help us to give them precise spaces. Okay, so we have this one. By the way, I'm going to show it between screens. If you do want to make it an interactive component, I mean, these images, you can, by the way. Basically, and the logic way of doing that is exactly the same as I will do it between the screens, but, as you want, really. It doesn't really matter at that particular, okay? You know what? Okay, let's see if we... No, I was just thinking, by the way, sorry. That's an X, and let's call it a screen 1, and a V comes straight inside there. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. I'll do it really quickly, something like that. Let's give it a 10, 12, and 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take all these 4, Shift A, auto layout, like that, and yeah, give them like 6, I think is enough. We'll align them to the middle, and I'm giving this one towards the frame which is holding it, the screen. It's gonna be center. Okay, the constraints is center, and this one is gonna be center as well. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna double click this one and give it a 16, I guess. Yes, something like that. And I'll make it darker. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The colors, of course, you can fit into your designs. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, let's call this one paging. Good. So that is closed, and that's okay. Got it. Okay, we got the first screen, and now let's do like that. I'm gonna put one here. I'm gonna select these. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put it something like that, I guess. Yeah, something like that. That's good. And I'm gonna, let's give them the position of, as you see, I'm selecting all the images inside these frames, and I'm gonna position them as a -90. something like that. Yeah, that's okay. So there are minus 90. And this one, by the way, now you see this is going to be the same color as this one. It's going to be 16. And this one is going to be 12. I'm going to bring it back and in this color. Okay, cool. And I'm going to take this screen. I'm going to position these images now like that. Good. I'm going to give them now a minus on the X, I guess minus 130. Okay, good. And 1 second, sorry, something, my earphone, something is bugging me. Yeah, that's okay. It's talking to me and making these funny noises. Anyway, okay, so this is going to be 16. And as you see, it's very easy to work with the auto layout and kind of like not have them go sideways, and they stay exactly where they should be. And it's pretty cool. And the last one is going to be this one. I mean, I'm going to put this screen. By the way, you can also animate by making the one which is in focus, you can make it even bigger by size. I'm not going there now, but you can. By the way, if you do that, it's going to animate beautifully. So no problem with that if you want to do it. Yeah, let's put it something like that. And we're going to select all these images and give them now minus 180. Okay, cool. And let's just fix this one, 16. Give it this color. This will be 12. Give it this color. Cool, we're set. Okay, we did it pretty quickly, and that's nice. And all left for us to do is just to interact between these screens, and that's it. Prototyping. This is gonna go with drag. By the way, I just want to explain something on a drag trigger. You see this duration here. So basically the drag will happen as quick as I do it with dragging my mouse or with my finger on a mobile phone. Okay, but if I go less than 50% of the whole position changing or the movement that it should be, and I just leave it, then it goes back to the starting point of that movement. Okay, so that means that, let me give it like a 600. I think that's okay. So that means that it will go back in this speed. Same thing if I'm over 50% of the movement that I have to do with this element, and I just leave it, I put my finger up or my mouse up, it's gonna go all the way to the end of that movement in this speed. So that's why you have the speed here, okay, the duration. Okay, so this is gonna go back here on drag, that's okay, and to here on drag as well. And here, the same exact thing, it's gonna go here on drag, and on drag goes to here. And now the last piece of the puzzle is gonna go here. Okay, good. Seems okay. I guess we're doing fine, and we'll see if everything works good. If it doesn't, then we'll fix it. Okay, let's give it this. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Nothing is happening. Let's give it a play again. It's pretty stubborn today, but anyway, we don't give up that easy. Okay, good. Now let's see. Oh, beautiful. You see? So that's, look how beautiful, by the way, all everything is animating on the screen. So the images are moving exactly as we wanted. We have also the paging circles here, you see, doing their animation as well. Good. Let me see. Oh, that's nice. Okay, everything just animates beautifully. By the way, this small jump that you see in the end of the movement is, by the way, for dragging. I mean, this time, basically, you see we have it still on gentle, which has that small jump in the end. If I'll take it back to ease out, so you will not see these small jumps while we are doing it. So let me just fix it quickly and show you the difference. Ease out and ease out. Okay, and just the last piece of the puzzle is out. Okay, I'm gonna close it and give it a play again for the last time. And now you will see that you will not see these small jumps while we are doing it because of the easing, which is different. Okay, here you see now it kind of like, now look at it. When I'm dragging and leaving it, you see it goes back to the start. When I go more than 50% and leave it, it finishes the movement all the way to the end. But you see that it's animating beautifully, exactly as we wanted to, you see, in these frames. So basically we created a draggable parallax scroll, and I think that we have a nice result. Okay guys, basically, so the principle is as we did there, these frames are doing their own movement, and inside these frames the images are moving actually a bigger distance, looking kind of faster than the frames which are holding them. So that's basically the trick. Okay. Okay guys, so I think that that's pretty much it. We covered quite a lot, I think. And I hope, of course, that you will take it to your designs, do beautiful things with it. There are a lot of examples that you can do with parallax scrolling. I just showed a few of them, but you just need to understand how it works and use your creativity to do beautiful things with it. Okay. Okay guys, that's about it for now. Thank you so much for being interested in this tutorial. I would be very happy for your like. I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel. More pretty cool tutorials are coming up ahead, and see you in the next tutorial. Thanks a lot guys. Bye for now.